Okay. All right. This is an update for my GoFundMe page, but it's also kind of not. Um, that sounds really bizarre, but uh, if you ever watch any of my videos when I'm going through my history, you'll see that I watch I, I watch like everything. Sometimes it depends on my mood, and other times I rewatch something because I love psychology and stuff. But I don't actually. I'll save the worst part for last because I don't want to lose track because I might get off on a tangent on that. Uh, or more like a cautionary tale. Um, I don't know where it's at. It's neither here nor there now, but basically, um, since we have new management, I've been here 8 years, going on 9. Um, by the grace of God, so all the glory to God for that. But um, like my old landlady Nicole was let me pay my rent like 3 months late before, 2 months late before, this and that, giving me extra time on extra time on extra time. So I literally wouldn't be here without her. And when me and Joker were living with uh, my auntie had taken in my dad too, and my mom when I went to Robert Frost Middle School over in Valley Station in Kentucky, right by Fort Knox. And that's when I lost Domino. So from 12 to 25, 26, I think 25. For 13 years, I didn't have a cat, and I almost took myself out many times because that's how much I love cats, and they've always been the best thing in my life. Not including the Lord, because God's number one, but it's like my mom, my cats, and then everybody else, and in that order. Uh, I'm still trying to process the information I got yesterday, which trying to focus here. So when I say Joker saved my life, I'm being literal about that because he filled that void in my soul and got me back on track and stuff. And then I got Harley, and then so they're perfectly bonded and they love each other, and so God worked it out. But it didn't seem like it when I was 12 to 25, or not seem like it. It wasn't working out. Um, and the climate I was in, from or just in general, my whole life in Georgia, it wasn't conducive to having a pet, so I just never got one. My mom had a dog, Pinterest Pajama. She got ran over by a Honda, like a small one. Literally, she had the tire mark in her body and she lived. And she got bitten in the eye by a pit bull and she lived. That's a whole different story. I mean, if I say something you want to know about elaboration on something, just leave a comment because I'm going to try to stop going into a story within a story, but it's hard to explain a story without going into everything because I don't, if you're going to tell somebody a story, there's no point in telling it at all if it's like reading a book and not reading all the pages. Just my own opinion. And not to mention, it's just lazy. And I hate people that are lazy. I don't care who you are. If you're being lazy, I'm going to tell you you're lazy. If you don't like it, don't talk to me. unless you're really sick or got some serious issue or some tragedy or whatever. There's no excuse to be lazy, because that's why gluttony is a sin, and that's part of I keep saying sloth. It's not sloth. It's gluttony. But that's a part of it. It's not necessarily like eating and stuff per se, even though it is part of it. It's also just being lazy. But being depressed or having mental health problems or extenuating circumstances that are bad in life that are out of your control, that's not the same thing. Uh, and the only reason I'm even here and talking to you on this and that is because my lease was up in 2015. From 14 to 15, I was working and stuff, and I didn't have these health issues like this. This was prior to my wreck, a year prior, and I didn't renew my lease. And I was talking to my. I've only lived with one, two. I lived with two girlfriends since I've been back home, and I've had one girlfriend die from a heart attack out of nowhere. And me and her were both trying to get back on track physically. Uh, but anyway, I was in. My brother died. My brother got murdered in July 16th, 2020, and then still no update on that. And I didn't know, but I found out from a family member that they have the videotape at the gas station. And the first 3 months, I was calling the police all the time and the detectives, and they're like, leave a message, da da da, and they haven't got back to anybody, not even his mom. So, and his mom is like my mom. Um, Although she wasn't around as much, she still raised me and was good to me and stuff. And so I've been raised by hundreds of women in my life just because happenstance. So I have a lot of moms, and I'll call them that too. But obviously, my mom is my mom. Um, but yeah, my brother got murdered, and then my former girlfriend, died. Yeah, and then my baby cousin, he overdosed and got murdered, but they're saying it's more murder by her boyfriend, and then a week later, somebody murdered him, and then uh, a couple months ago, my big cousin, uh, Rondell, got murdered at work. And I asked a family member, and they said, we don't know exactly what happened. We just know that they found him dead at work. And I'm like, this shit don't make no sense, man. And the last time I saw him, I was at my auntie's house that I just came from, that I dropped my car off at. And he was in a good mood, and we had a good time. And that's the last time I saw him. And then now, every time I think of him, I'm going to think about him getting murdered. That's what I mean. Like when I say like 90 to 99% of my stuff at times is really bad stuff. That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. And if it wasn't happening like that, if he just got like in a fight or something or whatever, um, or like a tree fell on him and broke his arm or something, if it was something like whatever like that, then it wouldn't even bother me. But it's always in extremes. And it ain't got nothing to do with me. It's just how life is happening. Um, but so because my tags were expired, because last year I had enough money to get the cat's food and litter, and oh, I remember now. If I hadn't got them the food and litter, I would have been able to pay my car insurance, and then I already had the rent paid. But obviously, I got my cats taken care of with food and litter, and so I had to let my insurance lapse. And in Kentucky, if you don't have insurance, you can't renew your tags, even though it's like $40 to renew your tags. Um, but I mean, are you gonna worry about your tags, or are you gonna feed your babies? So, and they're my son and my daughter because I'm not having kids. So that's just the bottom line. Because Carnagias said so. Can I get a meow? Yeah. But anyway, so we got new management, and they've been this Dave Towing. I looked him up, and I've literally never seen this guy's truck that I can remember. If I did, it's only been like once, literally. And my neighbors, they've been looking out for me. I've known them for years and years. They're good friends, and they help me out, like to get my medicine and stuff, and they just help me out and check on me. And can't think. They text me. That was the first thing I saw when I got up, and they were like, "You have a tow notice on your car." So I went out there, and it says the time, the date, um, my car, like my plate number, and etc. Make a model of my car, and then it says reason, and it says expired tag, flat tire, and um, the flex pipes broke on it, which is only a few $100s to fix. But I've only had enough to get utilities and rent paid, and again, my cat's litter and food, and that's just going to be the priority. So, um, the case is always is as such, so that's not going to change. But and all the tires are new, and that tire for some reason it doesn't have a leak, but it keeps losing air, and obviously I hadn't had the money to get a tire. And I've lived here 8 years, and I have a handicap sticker outside, which Nicole specifically made for me. And then the three people on each side of me have them also. Um, and I asked my new landlady, I said, wouldn't it only apply to a visitor if they've been there for too long, that they would be subject to getting towed? And she said, no, it doesn't matter if you're a resident or not. And I'm like, whoa, we're the reason that this place is even here, so how the fuck does it not matter? Or why doesn't it make a difference or not if we live here? Because like I can pay with my own money to replace the light bulbs. I know it's only light bulbs, but I can't have the right to have my car here because like I have a neighbor that she barely even goes anywhere, and she doesn't have a car, but she goes out like 20 times a year. So if they were to see her car and perceive it to be a broke car, like a dead car, you see what I'm saying? Like that logic is not logical. It's not ethical. It's not moral. It's not right, and it definitely ain't Christian. So, uh, and so she's like, call that number on the front when you first come in. So I call the number, and it's just this old white lady, and she already sounds like she's too old to be working, just because she's not really like aware of like her situation awareness for being in a place where you get a lot of calls. And I used to be a dispatcher, is not conducive to her line of work. She needs to do something else. You can just tell she don't have a clue. I called and I said, do y'all service these apartments? If the car got towed, is that where I go to get my car out? And she said, oh no, we don't service over there. So that's the number it says. So that number's no good. That place is not real or whatever. And then the problem is this idiot that put the sticker on there doesn't have a business name, a business address, the name of the driver, uh, a parent company information, or nothing at all. Not a QR code to scan, like literally nothing. So if this guy was to tow my car or anybody else's car, he's effectively stolen your car because you don't know where the fuck it's at. And that's why those tow guys get people take them out because of shit like that. Because then it's like, okay, well, you say you're gonna tow my car, but I don't have your information, and he's effectively running like some type of like, pay this or you'll never get your car back type of situation. And I don't wish that's on none of those people. But and then also, wouldn't you think that if you're trying to get your car fixed, which I am, and although I'm not working right now because I can't right now physically, um, wouldn't you think that you want the person to have the car so they can fix it to get to work? Because how the fuck are you supposed to pay your rent and stuff if uh, you don't have transportation? And I don't know about you, but I don't have the. It took me 3 or 4 years to get my car paid off, and it's like I don't know about you, but I don't have another 3 grand that I paid for my car uh, with payment plans. My credit was so low that I only had the option between 2 cars, and but I have a great car by the grace of God, so thank you for that, Lord. But it's not. It just doesn't make any sense. It's almost like they want you to get evicted or some shit. Um, that's just my perception because I operate in common sense, and if I owned a business or apartment complex, I'd be like, hey, we got plenty of money. Here's a few $100 or a couple $100, whatever difference. So you can pay your rent and get your car fixed, and then you can don't worry about paying me back because I don't need money anyway, or something like that. That's what I would do, but I can't. And that's why I'm always on here, uh, like 24 hour stream or day and a half stream, 2 day stream, because I'm working to where I can help you guys and anybody else in my family. And I got a lot of family that's some families dying, some sick, and some needs help. And so it's a lot more than just and my GoFundMe that it's a lot more than that. And I've always helped other people in my family and anybody when I have worked. That's just who I am. So if you're somebody that watches this video, I don't really give a fuck because you're an idiot. But like somebody was like, it's time to it's time to man up and get a job. Motherfucker, you don't know me. You wouldn't even survive a fucking year in my life. You would have jumped off a bridge, dude. Straight up. And then people get correction and knowing who the fuck you are and standing on what people sacrifice. Like my mom had cancer and she sacrificed going through the chemo alone to make sure I'm alive. So if you think I'm gonna let your stupid ass come on my video on my channel and disrespect my mom and my ancestors and my struggle, just go do some stupid shit somewhere else. But they confuse being corrected with, oh, you're crying. Like people on WoW said it all the time. Oh, you're crying. Cute, cute. Like, no, I'm actually an adult. I don't know, because you're being presumptuous when you say shit like that because you don't even, like, clearly you didn't read my GoFundMe because if you did and you saw my updates and my medical records, you would see that my doctors are saying that I can't work. But it's cool. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. That's why. So if you ever see me leave a comment and I just say okay, then I'm pretty much calling you a dodo bird. I read your comment, but this was like okay, okay, okay. That's just how people are, because people are lazy, and that, again, you're too lazy to read someone's information. Um, Maybe one thing if I was lying about stuff, but I always have all my information and all my stuff on there. But we all know 2 plus 2 is 4, and if you want to keep saying it's 5, then I can't associate with you. But it doesn't make a difference anyway, because that's why I don't associate with a lot of people anyway. I got 6 best friends in the whole world, and I'm 35. So and you have no hope of being one at that rate. But really, if you want to talk like that, then get on Discord and show your face. But then again, I'm assuming you're probably 15. And if you're not, you have a mentality of a 15-year-old, so it don't really make a difference because you clearly have no improvement. And it's like, if you would say some shit like that, it's like, okay, are you my brother? Are you my uncle? Did you adopt me and raise me as a man? That's when you would have the right to say something like that, and you have your freedom of speech, but you're sadly mistaken and totally out of pocket. But it's cool. But a real man's not gonna sit there and let you just say whatever the fuck without getting corrected. And like Dre OG React says, he says, um, y'all say all this stuff on here, but y'all don't even put your name on here, your face, none of that. You just have a little comment if you're even a real person, or if you even are the old age you're saying you are, if you're even a man or a real man or whatever the fuck. And well, one of when Tana lived here, my first girlfriend that lived here, because it's only been 2 in the 8 years I've been here, but she didn't work and I work. I don't give a fuck if my woman works or not. It is what it is. I'll work regardless. And so it's like, okay, am I still a real man or am I not a real man to you? But see, that's why I say I don't give a fuck, because I didn't ask you, like, who asked you anything? That's like inviting me to a group without messaging me on World of Warcraft and like, I'll heal. Who the fuck asked you to heal? Did I message you? I don't even know who the fuck you are. Like, why are you talking to me? If I want your opinion, I'll ask you directly. And that's why people get talked to and corrected and get whatever, because you're out of pocket. Nobody asked you a fucking thing. But it's cool. You can talk. I just don't care. And you're wasting your time because I'm not going to talk to you again. And it's straight like that. Matter of fact, what's your name? Because I address people directly. I don't have to sit here and be vague and shit. And it doesn't matter if it was one comment or 100 that said that. It's I would have said it to you from day one when I was a kid. That's my character, and it don't change. So, what's your name? Lance. I'm gonna read this to you from the way that how he's talking. So honestly, man, everybody has a list of issues. You're not alone. You can't just sit inside all day and be a victim and rely on other people to pay your bills / take care of your responsibilities. At one point, you're gonna have to become a man and provide for yourself. You sit in front of the screen 24/7. Get a remote job from home you can do from your computer. Take the first step. No more relying on everyone else. Okay. But you're welcome to sub and you're welcome to keep commenting, whatever, or downvoting. I don't care. But just know that if you talk to me, I'm not going to talk to you again. Because you're completely ignorant with what you're saying. But that's what people do. That's the problem, is people just watch a video and then they just leave a comment, not knowing the context, not even uh, that's like saying, yeah, you know a chick for a week, and you're like, yeah, I'll marry you and I hope it works out. You don't even know this woman. You're just assuming it's going to work out. Like, who the fuck does that? You got some issues. I'm not going to sit here and insult you. And I'm not insulting you now. I'm just letting you know that you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and I don't like your kind. I don't. I don't associate with stupid or people that assume shit. And at the very least, you're just lazy, too lazy to read anything that's all over any of my pages. So you tell me how people that get in a wreck and people that die from a wreck are getting my situation, or people that get paralyzed or get a brain disease like I did, and everything else. You tell me how they're supposed to be a real man and work paralyzed or work with brain disease, and also tell me how we're supposed to prevent other people from causing a wreck that almost kills you. Because you can do that, you'll be richer than Bezos. So if you see this, leave a comment. Be a real man, being facetious if you know what that means. Uh, and let me know, and let everybody else know, so we can get on track for you and be real men and real women. But moving on. Um, but I recently met a lady, and she's been helping me out with a lot of stuff, and she just so happened to have AAA, thank God. And so she got my car towed over to my auntie's. And also, I didn't know for like about a week or about 3 or 4 days since I got the notice if the guy was going to come and actually tow it, so I can get his number information at the least. Oh, but it's $130 for the initial tow and then $25 a day that it's there. So it's like if you don't know where it's at or who to call, then he's effectively stolen your car, which is totally like insane. If I ran a business, like who the hell doesn't have a, I've never worked at any business, they don't have contact information. Even like new ones or private, small ones. Hold on a second. I gotta reload my UI. Um, Let me look at my thing. Oh, let me put this down. Uh, so anyway, um, uh, I got it towed yesterday, and I was about to leave the key in the car because Monty said to, in case she needed to move it, and of course she'd have to like have it pushed in neutral and move it, but she said it's in a good spot, so it's not gonna have to move again. But right as I was about to leave, because my friend let me use her car to drive over there, I followed the tow guy, and then I drove her car back and gave her car back because she had stuff to do. But and prior to that, I ain't driven a car in like 2 years. Uh, that's about how long my car's been broke down. But and then out of the blue, this guy's just coming out of nowhere, putting stuff on everybody's cars, and God knows if anybody else had any issues with their cars. But anyway, I saw her for like 3 or 4 minutes with my auntie because she had to go. So I got my car towed over to her house, so my car's fine. I don't want to worry about that at all. Um, because I wasn't expecting to have that issue because I live here. So it's like, but whatever. I got it taken care of, so I'll leave that at that. And then when I put that the rent was like 15 something, I that's actually what it was when I talked to my landlady. But then for some reason, um, the people that own the property added like $200 on there or something, so it was like 1730. I think it's right here. Hold on. Right here. All right. I want to show you that. So there's that right there. Just so whoever, well, they may not see it, but the person that donated, and they don't have an online portal. You can check the stuff online, but you can't pay online. Even though it has the option, they're not accepting it right now. You have to send a money order. So Kroger, you can do up to 1,000. So this one's for 1,000. I don't know if you could see that. I think I tried to show that last time. It wasn't going through. But this one's for 1,000, and this one's for 740. But I'll upload a picture of both of those on the profile with this update. And then I got the utilities paid, except there's like a 100 something, 103 on the internet, but that's not due until the end of the month, so I'll get that paid. I might have some other friends I went to school with and other family that I might be able to get some help from with that. So I got that. I got my phone, the internet, and the rent paid, and my cats have food and litter, and so they're fine. And the food stamps is fine, so I got food and stuff. But I was supposed to go to my chiropractor, but I missed that appointment because I had to get my car taken care of first. Because they had called in the middle of me trying to do that, and I had to call them back today, or whenever. But then my friend had so many miles on the thing, and there's like 7 miles that weren't covered, and because my auntie's only 10 miles away, 12 miles away, and so I had to pay like $50 or something like that, or $48, which I wasn't expecting that to pay that because I was going to save the other money. I don't spend any of the money I get. I don't spend it at all. It just sits there. But this is the receipt for that I paid. Oh, it was $49. Well, I don't want to show that, but I'll show the tone part. Oh, we all already know it's the make and the model because I already told you all that. But it's jet towing right there, and the date is right there, 1/11. Y'all can see that. You can't. Yeah, I'll take a picture of it. And I paid $49. I got about like $20 left, but it doesn't matter because I got the stuff taken care of. That's all that matters. So again, something I wasn't expecting. I just thought it was gonna be good to go without having to pay anything, but it's fine. The Lord made it way, so that's all that matters. Oh, and so then, right as I was about to leave with the tow guy, my landlady just happened to be out there, and she's like, "Hey, I was needing to check on you about your rent," and so I was like, "Okay," which I thought was a little odd, but it's like, "Okay," and so I went out there to talk to her, and I was just going to tell her like, "Hey, I'm moving my car, so you don't have to worry about it. So you don't have to worry about your boss or whatever telling keep getting on you about my car and there's other people's cars doing whatever." And I was ready to pay her on the 28th or the 9th when I got the money order, but she wasn't there at the office all that day. But it didn't say that she was not going to be there. She just wasn't happen to be there, and I said, "Okay, no problem. I'll pay her tomorrow." And that was like the 30th, and somewhere between that time and the other time, she said that um, the property people, since it'd been so long since I hadn't paid it, even though I showed her like when the donation came in the same day, when she put the red sticker thing on there, I went there the same day, and the donation was in there. And I literally showed her I had the money to pay her. She said it's fine, and the balance wasn't. It was the 1730, And between that time and the time that she was actually there to take the money order, uh, um, and it wasn't her, it was just the property managers. She was saying they went ahead and added on the November rent, and it's not even fucking November. It's still October. And she said they did that because it would have been so long that I hadn't paid, but I just told her that I was going to have it paid, and I always pay my rent. But she doesn't know my situation or know me really too much at all. She knows the generality of it, but she doesn't know the severity of it. She could be like, "Oh, I had cancer and one time, and then when I was 20, and then came back at 21, and then it was gone. But since then, it's came back 10 more times, right? Because so you hear like, oh, I had cancer and I beat it with chemo, yeah, but you don't know about the other 10 times it came back. There's a big difference. That's why you should always get information instead of assuming anything, because assuming something never ends well. Um, but so she was like, yeah, you owe 26 something. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and I was cussing everything because at that point I was just like, oh, this is fucking crazy. Like this, I just paid it, was taken care of, and then she's like, I need to give you it back because they won't accept it. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, this is the type of shit that I'm talking about. And then she was like, yeah, to avoid eviction, you got to pay the 26. So, and then I was like, huh? Like, I've heard the word eviction twice since the beginning of October, and I got everything taken care of in the time frame. And then it's like every fucking time, and it's literally I just fucking paid it. Like it's not, it's just fucking infuriating and frustrating because it makes no fucking sense at all how the new people are operating. And again, it wouldn't even be an issue with Nicole. And whatever she said was due, and I paid it. That was it. She's never ever came back and said, "Oh, they." And how the fuck can you add on another rent payment when it's not even the fucking month? It's literally still October. Literally, it's literally fucking October, and You're just adding on November. So let's fucking add on the other 11 months too. It's fucking stupid. But anyway, she said that she just needs the 760 by the 15th, so I'll get that together because I got some other a lot of people I hadn't talked to in forever, so that I'll get it taken care of one way or another. But I just wanted to mention that because it shouldn't even been an issue. And then she's like, "Yeah, the rent's due by the first," and I was like, uh, "But generally places have a grace period." She said, "Oh no, there's no grace period." I'm like, okay, so these people are just turning into full fucking blown cult people about like it's all about the money and we give a fuck about the people. I'm not the only one that's really sick and stuff. I have neighbors that I talk to directly and stuff that are real sick and stuff, and a lot are retired and on the fixed income and this and that. Yeah, but they're increasing their rent, but they don't have extra money coming in. So it's just like, but the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil, and that's just basically what it is. But America is our country's always been the most greedy country ever since we've been had our freedom from Britain. If we even still have it, I'm not sure. Britain on the world for a long time. But anyway, so that's that. Um, and I reached out to a family member and to see how their baby was doing, and uh, they were saying that he was fine and he's just old and this and that because he's little. And then she was like, "Yeah, I just had a baby yesterday." And my slow ass, it took me like an hour and a half to realize. I thought she was at home. I told you I'm a little slow. And then I was looking around. I've been in and out of hospitals my whole life, and I saw the little rail thing. And I was like, "Oh." And she's like, "What?" It's like, "You just now realizing I'm in the hospital?" I said, "Yeah." I was like, "I told you I'm a little slow, girl." But basically, we were talking about family and catching up and stuff because we didn't talk to him a little bit. And then all of a sudden, he was like, your nephew is in jail. And I said, what do you mean he's in jail? She's like, yeah. And so I was thinking like, oh, he got in a fight, whatever, whatever. What y'all think he's in jail for? Oh, wait. What's Lil Durk in jail for? What was Young Thug in jail for? What happened to Julio Fulio? What happened to King Von? What happened to Nipsey? Murders, one way or the other. And my nephew's only, well, he's not an adult yet on number wise, but yeah, he's in jail for murder. And yes, that's my brother that got murdered. That's his son. And I have a friend that I watch, and the Jeffrey serial guy, he has a part two of it. I watched the part one, and Jeffrey and his dad were talking about why he ended up how he was. And I'm not saying one thing or another. I'm just making the how it relates to my situation with my family. And Jeffrey had told his dad that he was having dark thoughts and this and that, and basically his dad was not around at all. Didn't even try to be a dad and help him, which maybe it could have been prevented, maybe not. But at least if you try, you're trying. Trying's better than not trying is the point. And I asked my family member if he would open up to her, and he shut down with her eventually. And I didn't bring it up all the time, but I made it very clear that I'm his uncle, and I love him, and I know what it's like to go through what he's going through. And this is prior to my brother losing his life, because my brother was a Crip, and he wasn't necessarily a saint, but he's still my brother, and I still got uh, nieces and a nephew. That's just how that goes. Um, and the last time we had talked about my brother, his dad, he said he doesn't talk about it anymore. And that's a problem with our black family out here. Because I'm black, white, French Creole, German, and some other stuff. But I grew up around all that stuff, and I chose not to trap and bang and slang and all of that. It's just death or jail. But the bigger concern is hell. And all my family that does this stuff, we all know the difference between right and wrong, and most of us are Christian, and I just don't understand. And this is exactly why I was trying to reach, and I reach out to them all the time, especially right when everything happened, um, and then my nephew has a son that just turned 1, so that makes me a great uncle, which praise God. And then um, my other, like I said, my other family member just had another little one. They just arrived here 2 days ago, or yesterday, 2 days ago, yeah. So praise God. Um, but it's like my nephew is a baby. He has a baby, and then he went and killed a grown man. So we got babies out here having babies, killing grown men, y'all. I can't even get upset about it or break down because I have to keep my energy level up. I'm about to go get an energy drink now. The Lord tells us everybody ain't meant to be saved, but I just wish it was people weren't living like this. People's family members that know the difference. Like this ain't no movie, you know. It's real life. They're like, oh, Michael doesn't know anything. He's just evil. Like, yeah, it's a movie though. This ain't a movie. And when that guy Zach he hurt my girlfriend at school and stuff, I almost killed him. And I broke half his face and almost knocked his eye out. The only reason I stopped is because my best friend Lance's dad, Mr. Dwayne, was a maintenance guy there. And he just so happened to be riding on the scooter thing. And there's like 4 or 5 buses. There's like 4 buses. And there's like 100 kids on uh, that was there. And all the bus drivers literally stopped their park, turned the bus off, and were just watching. It is so ratchet. So ratchet. Some ghetto trailer parky, hoodie, Appalachian, slummy shit. Y'all should be calling the police or something, or I don't know, intervening. Y'all just watching like this is Ollie and Frazier, like my uncle Ollie and Frazier. But I was gonna be a felon from 14 to 19 because I got pre uh, premeditated aggravated assault and battery in the first degree, whatever the highest degree is. And that was my first and only offense and my first charge, and I was about to do 5 years. And but when I came out of the back of the holding cell, which is directly adjacent and parallel to the judge's desk or their whatever the thing they sit in their chair, and the first face I saw was my mom, and it was just like I seen an angel. I think about that all the time, which is a really great memory. And I promised my mom I'd never go back to jail, and I never have been. Praise God. And again, I know the difference. It's just that I chose violence. I chose Satan in that moment, and I shouldn't have. But long story. But the history of me and my mom and my dad, and that happening the DV to me and my mom since middle school, and probably while I was in my mom's stomach and stuff. He literally messed around and found out with the wrong one. Literally the whole person in the state of Georgia, and that's who he chose to do it to. But if he would have done that shit out here in the real world, especially in Kentucky, as an adult, he wouldn't even be alive no more because most everybody here is carrying. And they ain't afraid to bang. Even Granny. Don't get it twisted. And again, if I could have told this information to my nephew prior to this, maybe just like with Jeffrey's dad and Jeffrey, maybe this wouldn't have happened. But I don't want to say I knew it was going to happen, but at the same time, I wasn't going to be surprised. But at the same time, I've been praying nonstop that it wouldn't happen. And I've been absent like 90% of their lives because of going back and forth between Georgia and Kentucky and these different places taking care of my mom and dad. And I asked her about their mom, and it's just like their mom is not mom, and so it's pretty much a Jeffrey situation. Not the severity, but that someone getting hurt and losing their life is the outcome that it could have been preventable is the point. And apparently, and I didn't think that their mom was like that, but because when I talked to talked to her. She was smooth and she was mommy type, whatever, and I don't know. But I guess at the same time, women that date gangbangers maybe may not have the most logical mindset or stable mindset. I guess I don't know. I don't associate with those types of crowds. I mean, I mean, my family, I don't have a choice, but this is why I don't go over there. Because of shit like this. Because I really got to be concerned for my safety at points. Because of, I don't know, I got 12, 13-year-old cousins trapping and shit. One of them was like, I'm at the trap house, can you come pick me up? That's when I just got back home. And not only do I have to still grieve my brother and everything, he's wrong for what he's wrong for, period. But he's still my brother. And I try to focus on the good stuff we had. And now on top of that, I got to deal with his son, my nephew, and it's just like a double issue. All right, I gotta go. But I'll post those pictures for the receipts and stuff. And then one way or another, when I get the 760 for this month taken care of, I'll let you know. But again, whoever donated that $2,000, thank you profusely, really and truly. And you can keep my nephew in your prayers. I appreciate it that he finds the Lord in this time. And if you, especially the boys, if you have any young boys in your family that are having the same concern outcomes that my brother and my nephew now have, and any bad environment, especially if their dad got his life taken, please try to get them under your wing and talk to them. Or if you don't want to talk to them, they can talk to me. You just show them my video or my page, and then they can leave a comment. And you can kind of act like you don't even know who I am. I'm more than happy to do that. But if you're new to the page, you can go to my GoFundMe to check out all my stuff. If you want to donate, there's the GoFundMe and the Cash App. There's a Discord on there too. And then the GoFundMe that's my YouTube page. I got another sub thanks to this new sub. Um, if you want to check out my information about my GoFundMe, you can. But yeah, I was hoping to have last year. I was hoping to have the money to get I had to have a seventh. Seventh brain surgery experimental with the research center for my disease in Texas, right here, University of Texas. For some reason, if you don't believe they're real, you can calm yourself. That's the number right there, the 9060 number. But that's that, and let's see if I can see if it says who subbed. Um, no. Okay. Well, thank you for the sub, whoever you are, and yeah. Um, Sorry for cussing. I'm trying to work on it. I am working on it, but stuff like this keeps happening. It makes it real difficult to like have a filter. And I'm already bipolar, like really bipolar, not being hyperbolic. No time changer. On my Alpha phone, because all I pull is the round capers. I'll slice through your pride like a lightsaber. Prom night, I don't know, I might take her. Alright, what am I doing? I just kind of zoned out. Hold on, sorry. Okay, alright, y'all, that's the video. If you want to help out um, for more people to see this, if my non-GoFundMe part of stuff might help somebody, you can. If you want to help out with the GoFundMe, you can just like and share the video with your friends and family. And if you want to go to, just put in at Carnagias or Google. I'm the only one in the world, so all the stuff you see is me. And then I'll have the links for all my other pages on there in the comment section below. Jesus Christ is the way, truth, and life. I love y'all. Thanks for watching, and thank you for that donation again. Whoever donated that. God bless y'all.